The next new features is to emulate unsupported image type. So let's say, so what are the unsupported image type? So for example, we have a picture on screen. So due to the performance reason, sometimes we want to use image format like ARIF or WebP instead of PNG, because ARIF and WebP tends to give you smaller file sizes. Okay, so in order to use that, but not all the browsers support ARIF and WebP, for example, you would like to be able to fall back. So for the browser that support ARIF or WebP, you tend to want to use them. But for the browser that doesn't support it, you want to fall back to PNG. So how we achieve this in in HTML is by using the picture tag. So picture is the image container. And then you have the source and source set to ARIF. If the browser support ARIF, we will load that. Else we'll load WebP, or if the browser doesn't support this, we'll fall back to PNG. Okay, so now the browser have in Chrome already support ARIF and WebP in the latest version of Chrome, but for other browser it might not. How can Chrome DevTools help you to test these features? So let me open that. So let's open this image. We inspect this image. And you can see that, let me zoom in. So if you hover to the image, hover to the source, you can see that the current source on the tooltips, the current source mentioned that the current source is actually ARIF. So the image on screen currently showing is ARIF format. But as a web developer, when we do the development, we want to test whether we have the WebP image correctly or whether our PNG image is will be show up correctly. So in order to do that, Chrome DevTools gives you a new features to emulate the missing type of image. So let's pull out the rendering panel. You can just go to here, more options, just run the command and then type rendering to pull up the rendering tab. So in this tab, just scroll down. Here you can see that we added two new options. One is to disable the ARIF image format. The other one is to disable the WebP image format. Let us try to take on disable ARIF image format, and then we reload the page. So once we reload, let's click on the screen again, and then look at the source. So in the current source now, you see that the current image that is loaded on screen is WebP. So by doing this, you don't need to switch to other browser that doesn't support ARIF to test your features. You can actually test that in the same browser that you are doing the development. So let's disable WebP again. So now since I disable ARIF and WebP image format, the current source later on when we load, it should be PNG. So let's refresh the page. And then click on the image again, hover to that, and check the current source. So you see that there's nothing show up, means that the current source is actually PNG. If you want to be sure that this is a PNG or the image format, you can also right click, open the image in new tab so that you can see the image format. Okay, or you just disable that and refresh again, right click, open in new tab, and then you can see that the image format is ARIF. Okay, go try it out. And if you want to know more about ARIF format, you can check out my colleague blog post. So she actually do a lot of experiment, tell you how much of the performance, how much of the file size can be saved if you are using ARIF format.